Hey guys, how you doing? Let's do it to it. Oh, cancel. There we go. Cancel. Perfect. So I have to lower it, so perfect. Let's create a game. 10-minute casual. Let's do it. Start in. Alright. Hey, how you doing? There we go. Now I can play knight to f3. How you guys doing? I'm gonna try to infiltrate onto d7, see if I can't get some pawns gobbled up. Lock it on the color, baby. Lock it on the color. Bye-bye. Checkmate. Boom. Okay, let's get on to our London system. Yeah. Oh yeah. We gotta give all glory and honor to the Lord, who gives us strength. Okay. Let us go back to the very beginning. Alright. These are kind of lines of the London system you could set up. And then here it says a very rare move I was expecting with this odd move order at the time. My idea was to wait to see how black sets up. If he chose a ready, then I will move my bishop to d3. So if he chooses the ready opening, he's going to move his bishop to d3. If he doesn't, then he's just going to basically keep his bishop ready and waiting for. It's kind of more of a flexible line. D4. Okay, more passive E2 square. Developing to D3 immediately is premature since black has not yet committed to a ready. He has the option to switch to the King's Indian formation by playing E4. Let's see here. I have to put my notes in here. See after. Okay, here we go. If this right now, this is actually a mistake he's saying right here. What you could do is he could play knight bd7, which then he can switch to the King's Indian basically. He doesn't go for the ready. Castle, rook e8, h2, and then a5. White has to admit that his sixth move was a lemon and simply loses a full tempo by moving his bishop again. So he has to because the bishop to D3 was played, it was a one move tempo thing that he had to give up because he had to retreat. White had to retreat his bishop to h2, and by doing that gave black tempo. So this is kind of a waiting move. c5. Wow, I didn't see this coming. Grandmaster Edwin Grunfeld was a lifelong King's Indian devotee. Basically, he is somebody who devotee. Sorry, he always played the King's Indian. He didn't think that he was going to, and he wrote several books on it. But here he dodged his favorite opening, even though the most even the most book-upped GMs sometimes get caught unprepared for the London. Some of these GMs will not know how to handle the London because they haven't played it for a while. They usually play like other different type of openings. Okay, so c5 kind of was he transposed into a ready opening basically with c5. Knight bd2, bishop b6, and d3. Right here, this idea works now because now he plays bishop queen to a6. Bishop a6. The idea for the Grandmaster was he He always stole. He always moved for a creative idea. That's what he said. He gives me the C. He gives black the C4 square. Basically, just to get me out of my normal London sequence. So, what he's trying to do, this kind of would throw a London system player out of their normal sequence, because they're like, what do I do here? He's going to trade off a light square. Usually, they would play back here. They'd play bishop to b7, not bishop a6. Kind of a it's not comfortable for the London players, but if you know how to handle it, then it is. So c4, because we shut down that position. So e takes, knight takes. I knew this deadening move would make basically Grunfeld he's going to think about what would happen if he's saying what would happen if I played here. He's showing us d5, and that's what black wants. He's going to create an isolated pawn for us, because what's going to happen is he's potentially going to take with the bishop. We're going to take with the knight. Pawn takes and bishop takes. We got an isolated pawn. But how we avoid the isolated pawn was just take with the knight. Now we keep our position solid. We have a good pawn chain. Okay, so we played there, C, and then knight B and c5. An interesting move would have been to have played bishop takes. So we got to put our interesting mark in, and we would play C takes B first, and then D5, and he would get more space, which would lead to an unbalanced position where white has the two bishop pair and the potential to land a piece on c6. Black has a strong pawn center and a healthy pawn majority on the king side. So that's kind of the trumps that we got, that black would get if he took that pawn. We'd get our two bishops, and he would get a better, very strong pawn center. e4. So they're just basically white cementing. Rook slides over, and there's protection. If you notice, he's protecting, and if we trade, he'll trade here with an attack on the pawn. E takes, f3. Now we're kicking the knight off into f6 land. And e4. Now we have a Maroczy bind situation. I was happy here because I knew in my bones that Grunfeld was not the type to particularly maneuver for the next. He didn't like maneuvering for the next 30 moves. He didn't like it. On the next turn, he lashed out with the weakening move. He's like, I don't want to get tied down. This right here is considered the Maroczy bind. It kind of binds the center. There's really no spot for black to get any piece development. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. This knight's blocked. If the bishop takes, of course we're going to take. And we're doing stellar at that point. So we're binding, we're crushing black under the weight of his positions, and we forced our opponent to play an inferior move, which is a mistake. It is rare for a player with less space to actually get an attack, and this weakness created by the move or any attack potentially. I was hoping to get f4, and then f5 at the same point, trying to expose the h5 pawn and the g6 pawn at the same time. And it's possible to actually do that. If we do it properly, get this protected, we can go up the board like that. Put some pressure on the king. Okay, so we go queen. Let's retreat back. We're supporting our pawn chain. Everything's centralized. We move our king so it's safe. And now we brought our queen over. We're attacking here, which locks the queen down to the defense of the pawn. The rook moves over, and d5, wham, and it comes. d6, bishop e3. Uh-oh, did I miss something? Hold on, back here. There we go. I was complicated. What he's saying is, at this point, there's a chance for the b4, b5 idea, or b4, c, a5. Black basically shrunk down his ability to really get any counterplay. His control is lost at this point. That's what the author's saying. Okay, so he played a5 instead. Now b5 is playable for the knight if he wants to. So d5 here. The powerful centralized knight will be very annoying for black so this knight here will be very annoying for black if he takes it. I will get the bishop here immediately and improve my pawn structure. If he leaves it alone, it will basically extend pressure on e7 and f6. So this knight will extend the pressure here if it's left alone. The bishop will take back, and we'll improve our pawn structure. We'll also get the two bishop advantage. So it'd be sweet for us. Okay. And here we go. Alright. A tactical draw offer. The Grandmaster disliked this position, and there would be kind of a setup. This would be you could potentially get a draw here, maybe back forth, back forth, back forth. But he got impatient after this position here. White played bishop to f1, and at this point the knight could actually go to e6. He would go back to e2, back to c5, e6, back forth, back forth, back forth, and a draw would actually arise in this setup because there's no way to make real progress without black weakening his position. But black got impatient and did weaken his position with e5. He loses his patience. It creates another weakness by kicking our knight. So you know what? We're like, thank you very much for doing that, because now you have a weakness here, you have a weakness here, you have a weakness there, everywhere a weakness. It was that e6 was a dubious move. There's actually a better move for black. He believed me and accepted a bad position just to get rid of the knight. He should have remained cool and played e5 here. Just play e5, and that'd be a sclam move. because it would set up for a draw. There would be no way for white basically to make any progress. So rook to b1 would be played. Let me see where we're at. Okay, here. Hold on. What did I miss here? Uh-oh. My bad. I think I missed something here. Yeah, I did a little too far ahead. Sorry about that, guys. D5, knight d5. This is the tactic. He actually took here. This was the problem. Okay, he took here. That was a mistake. What he should have played here was just calm down, breathe, and play E. What in the world? What happened? What happened? What was that? That was weird. Yikesies. Okay. Whew. That was kind of weird. B1 to guard the pawn. This would have been what was played, and knight e6. And bishop e3. And he actually put it into the computer, which during his time was Fritz. Fritz said it was a great game for me. The reality was that white has little to pull for. That's kind of what the computer said was this position. If black would have played like this, there really would have been no way for white to have pushed. It's kind of locked down. But because he got a little impatient and took here again, we were able to take. C takes, A takes the pawn, and B takes. Black is in big trouble here. White has 4 favorable advantages here. The first one, one second, I'm gonna have to decline that. The first one is the bishop pair in an open position. The domination of all the light squares. So all the light squares are dominated because remember he gave up his bishop. Hey, how you doing? He gave up his bishop, and now the potential idea is bishop to b5. Black's pawn on b6 is very weak. So now we have this. We have the bishop here. We have the pawn there is weak, and we control all the light squares. So that's huge. White has a healthy 5 versus 4 on the queen side. 5 versus 4, and the pawns here. I might, if it's a non-rated 10-minute game, I'll think about it. If it's casual, 10-minute. Okay. After we do this, though. Okay, so he's got majority 5 versus just 4. See this? There's 4 here. Black has 4 pawns, but white has 5. Even though he's got a majority on he can't really take advantage of that because of the bishops. What? Okay, not a rated, casual. I don't want to do a rated game. So that just in case if anybody loses, we don't lose points. We can go over it. That's kind of the idea. Let's see. But I forgot to do one thing here. I have to go back to move 32 real quick. I apologize. I forgot to put one more line in. Instead of like B1. Okay, just one sec. I will do that. Hold on. Just okay. b. If knight goes knight to f6, this is actually a dubious move. This is actually a dubious move here, because the bishop would take, bishop takes, rook to e6, bishop h4, f5, e takes f, g takes f, and rook to c3, and then rook g8. And black has a lot of counterplay here, so that's kind of the idea. Now we'll get back to our point where he took. Okay, so now there, and he has to protect. When it goes to b5, queen c8, bishop c6, queen e6, rook b5. He's kind of plugging up. If you notice, white's not going to allow black to push b5. And b5 is not going to happen. He's plugging up the weaknesses, and also potentially going to play queen to c4 with the threat of rook takes c5, and the queen has a discovery. So the rook retreats back, c8, and bishop g5. Here, white wants to provoke black to basically lose, because if he moves a rook here, you can bring your bishop in, and now you're going to basically peck off this pawn, or you could take the rook, either one. So it's forced to play f6, and white provoked another weakness. So bishop to e3, king h7, queen to c4, threatening the really good rook takes c5, which wins a piece, like what we talked about. So black retreated to a7. Let's see. Yeah, a7, rook db1, rook b8 to hold, because now there's two pieces attacking the pawn. f4, queen e7. Oops, sorry, f4. Here we go. This is black is tied up on the queen side, defending b6, which is this pawn. So we're going to go for a kingside attack, which is f4, g4, and we're trying to pry open the king now. That's kind of that idea. e7 takes, so knight takes, pawn takes, and a little too hasty. White should have played a little too premature for white. Queen to b2 would have actually been the best move here, and the reason is we're preparing for the attack. Also, we don't lose a pawn on e4, so we have the potential for g4. We don't lose the e4 pawn, and now we can take with the true threat. Okay, c7 is played, queen c7, and rook to f1, and everything's operation good. We've got everything clogged up, and there's nothing that really black can do. No pushes. The first one that we have is our potential for f5. Let's see here. Here's his idea. If so, he can go f5, which would destroy black's pawn chain in the corner, which would bring the king to be really exposed to an attack. 2 is maybe we have rook to b3 over to e3, something like that would be an idea. which would help us get our 2 passed pawns going in the board. And 3 would be maybe bishop, or maybe we could actually do this idea and then come over to G. So rather than come to E3, rook could go to B3 and then over to G3. That's an idea. So there's a lot of moves for white to play, and black has to consider all 3 of those ideas. It's not really big. And then I forgot to put a exclamation mark here. And this is what the author says. Dang it, I missed this double attack. Both clocks were below 5 minutes. So both their clocks are below 5 minutes. Mark is suddenly in deadly time control. So they're basically in 5 minutes, and they're in time. They're like getting down to the wire. So we played rook b8. He wins the pawn. Queen takes c. Bishop queen takes e, and king takes. White is winning here, but still needs to be careful not to walk into a perpetual check. Both players stopped keeping score at this point. It was virtually impossible for basically to get through this without you had to be so fast. Without some kind of later in the time schedule, he made a move and punched his clock, then properly took his move back. Wow. So he basically he bumped his clock, and it was kind of like they put the time thing back, and the move that he did play that he bumped accidentally was a little bit better than the other one. The other move that he played was really bad because it led to a mate in 3. They weren't able to do any more writing down because they got into like probably a minute or so, and they couldn't risk their time running because of writing down their notes. Okay, let's see here. And demanded. Okay. Yeah. He got really upset and basically kind of stormed out of the room. In theory, he kind of did that. He called the arbiter over, and the arbiter he told him that I want to play this move. I want to go back and play my prior move. Basically, that's what he told the author said in here. And the arbiter said, nope, you chose, yes, you bumped it by accident. Then you chose to move this other move. Your opponent agreed to it. The move stands. And so he was really upset and basically just got really upset. So that's kind of what the chapter ended. This is the summary, and then chapter 6, the next one we're going to be going into is the London system. Not London, sorry, we're in the London system. The London system versus the King's Indian. Okay, let's do our summary. Against the reverse ready, you can play, let's go back here. Let's go back to the, let's see. You can play H3, and then which leaves you to go to bishop to H2, opening the potential for developing your F bishop to a more aggressive square if he plays like D4, or if he kind of expands and goes C4. After you go C3, you can go bishop to D3 with more activity, but you got to be careful that you don't waste the tempo. So only if black commits to the ready formation do you play bishop to D3. Otherwise, you just play bishop E2 and you hold calm and you're ready to go. Okay, I'll play one game with you and then we'll get on to our puzzles. That's what I'm doing right now. Hold on, let me pull this one up here. No, I did not. I had to finish up my the game. I mean our study. Do do do. Kind of give my king a flight square. There we go. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Now we keep our moves. Boom. Because I gotta tell you, there we go. Because, alright, we'll rematch. Do a rematch. You know what? Because I know how it feels to make a mistake like that. So, don't worry. We'll just figure it as, you know, that's why we do casual. So that nobody, if we make mistakes like that, we get to play another game. And nobody loses rating points. Did I want to cancel? Yeah, I'm just going to cancel. Okay, we'll do one more, okay? We'll do one more. We'll give that a shot. Probably maybe queen to d queen d6 probably would have been better here. That might have been a better idea, queen d6 here. It's okay though. So I'd be careful there. Don't want to fall for that little trick. That'd be horrible. see here. What do I want to do? No, I just don't find any need to do it right now because I just like playing you guys unrated. There we go. This should be a good one. Took me a second. I had to regroup. Let's see, what can we play here? What can we play? Huh. Trying to think. Think. Let's see, where do I want to go? Okay, let me see here. Uh-oh, that was a bad move. That was a dumb, bad move. Yeah, wasn't the best of moves. Shoot. Let's see here. Do one more game. Come on, one more game. I'll keep it going. Hey, how you doing? I'll wait till you get back on. Let's keep it going. Tell me when you're ready to play. Yeah, I played and beat him twice, and then he beat me once. But he doesn't want to play because I played with him 3 games. He doesn't want to play. Guess he's chickening out on me. He doesn't want to play. Give it another shot. All right. Yeah, I've been working. I worked on it a little bit. We got it all the way up again. Okay. Oh, so he's okay. I gotta remember that. I'm not gonna play this player again because he didn't even give me another rematch. I gave him 3 rematches. I'm not playing this player again because he doesn't even give a rematch. Yeah. I beat him. I played 3 times, 3 games. Beat him twice. He won once, and then he pulls out and quits. That's pretty sad. Cause you know what? He knows he can't beat me again. That's why. That's the whole thing. You know, I made one slight inaccurate move, but the other times I played stellar games. So that was cool. Yeah, that's sad. Okay, let's take a look here. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, yeah, that's true. You know what? You gotta always remember. You have to always remember that they may have things to do. That's true. Economy. Okay, let's see here. I'll be right back. You guys take a look at this, and I'll be right back. let's see here. Okay. Let's see. A takes. So A takes B5. Okay, A takes. So A takes B5. Bishop takes. Trying to see where. Okay. Where did I? Okay, you have an idea. Okay. How about bishop? Okay, how about bishop takes? Okay. So we're looking at bishop takes g6 or g3. Knight takes g takes f3. Here queen. Yeah, then the queen could pick that off. That's true. But we have to think, what if he doesn't take the g pawn and takes with the bishop? So that's kind of always, you have to think, what is their best counter, and bishop takes is their best. So yeah. Yeah, so let's see here. See, the only problem with is here, here, here. He's got bishop. He's got bishop takes, which is skewering because it's protected by the rook. So I don't know if that works. Let's see here. So that was a good idea. It's just he has bishop here at the end, and it's protected by a rook, which skewers our queen to our rook, and we'd be down in exchange. And when it's an exchange, so we have to think. I doubt that it's gonna do. He won't recapture with the G pawn. Let's see. Okay, trying to figure out. So what are we doing now? So Fox's idea, hold on, is A takes B. Let's see, bishop takes B. Okay, gotcha. That bishop takes there. Bishop takes. Queen takes. We'd have a. Actually, that'd be not. No, we wouldn't want that. That'd be no. Ouch. You're right. If we take here, that sets up for his bishop going there. We don't like that. We don't like going that. Let's see here. So we're looking at, so takes, bishop takes. Yeah. His idea is if we take here, he's going to take with the bishop, and he's going to try to skewer our knight to. He's going to skewer our knight to our queen. Like if we take here, here. How do we defend? Huh. Oh, I see how we do it. Guys, I know how to do it now. I'll put it in the line. Just took me a second. A takes B 5. Oops, not capital A. A takes B5. Bishop takes B5. Bishop takes F3, and if queen takes F3, knight takes D4, I believe, D4. It would be this here, here, oops, stop that, here, 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 queen takes, and then we can either do one thing. We can drop in our knight to either E5, or knight to probably knight D4 is a good idea. Yeah, because I'm trying to see what you guys are, because this is an interesting play for sure. So if we take here, oops, wrong color. There, queen there, knight takes. If queen takes, we drop our knight into E5 or E2 check, and when the king moves, let's say over, we take here. When the queen takes there, the bishop takes our queen, we play rook takes, our knight takes rook, rook takes rook. Huh. Nah, it's okay. You remember that 3-minute games, you go more on instinct after a while. You have to get strategy. That's why 10 minutes, and that's why you shouldn't really blunder. Can we go over this line? We get 2 pieces for a rook, so what's the full line? So is this, hold on, what's the full line? Yeah, 92. I think we actually, yeah. Now we have that down, and so now we have to consider here. If he takes there, what do we play at that point? Well, I guess we could just take and threaten mate. We could threaten mate here. And so he'd have to push his pawn up. And then that gives us enough time to, well, then we can bring our knight in there. And now we're again threatening mate. Yeah. So the bishop takes is kind of forced. Like bishop, yeah. So this is the line that I'm thinking. Bishop takes f3. If g takes f3, yeah, you have queen takes h3, and if f4, then you have knight g4, and you're threatening mate. Hey guys, how you doing? Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're hanging in there, that's for sure. So I believe it has to be this here then. Okay, now that what? Yeah. So so now that we have the queen, because I thought he might do that, but I can kind of see the queen moves the best in that allotment. So now we have to go back to plan number 1, which is knight, and we have to see if we actually get something, because remember, he could take with his bishop, and then we take here, and then if he takes, we play knight takes, and we pick up a piece. So now we also have knight takes d4, queen takes rook, knight to e2 check, king either goes to one of these two squares, either here or here, either one. Then what we do is we play rook takes queen, bishop takes queen, we play knight, we play knight takes rook, rook takes rook, and then knight takes the bishop, and we should be up a whole piece. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we just... So I think we just, at this point, I think we still take there. And then if queen takes, we have queen to... actually not queen there, we'd probably want to go queen here. So after takes here, queen takes, then queen here. That threatens mate, so the queen's going to have to trade off the board. And then we take back, and we're up a whole piece in that line. Yeah, we're totally owning. Yeah. Wham. Because if he plays here, we'd play this, and then he would take there and there. And he might try, if he tries something like that, we just can actually retreat our bishop back. Rook takes, rook takes. Now we're up a whole piece, and this bishop and rook can round these pawns up pretty efficiently and effectively. Okay, let's go back to that one. Let's go back to our line. Rather than knight takes here, this is the line we were thinking. If he takes here, he loses a queen, so he can't do that. So he would have to move his king, we'll say here, because this is out of play. Then we play rook takes queen, and if bishop takes, we play knight takes, and if rook takes, then we play knight takes bishop, and we're up a whole piece. Yeah, because this allows for a check. We take there. He plays bishop takes. We play knight takes. And if he tries to, let's just say, retreat out, he could potentially retreat out. But I believe we have an exit point of knight into c2. Knight to c3, sorry. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that was fun. And now go back. I want to show you this line here. Let's say rather than bishop takes, pawn takes, we have queen here, and then we have knight dropping in, and there's really no way to stop mate, so he would have to give his queen up, and boom, there we go, baby. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun one for sure. So many different lines, gotta love it. Exactly, I agree with you guys on that. It's all over but the crying. Oh, you want to see the engine line? Okay. Okay. If we play here, if the queen takes, okay, queen takes, knight comes in here, check. The king has to move forced. And then I believe rook takes. Okay. Oh, okay, I gotcha. So the queen has to take at that point. Okay, so that's how I do it. Yeah, you have to take queen takes b, and then there, and then you take. Okay. Knight takes. Yeah, because you gotta be careful, otherwise it doesn't work out. Yep. Good job, guys. Alrighty. That was good. That was a fun one. Tomato? Oh. Tomato juice, bishop b. Yeah, we did good. That was yeah. You did good. We all did good. Good job, guys. Thinking, what would happen if we played there? not sure if that if we let's see if we play queen takes e5, bishop takes e5, rook g1, check. Let's say king f7 or f2, rook takes d1, rook takes d1, e takes no sorry f takes e5. Oops. Take off this. I'll have to re-put that in. Copy. Take the E off. That's what I meant. Fill it in where this one is. So. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so you have to go to... So bishop, so the bishop... Oh, the king would have to go to E. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, here. Let's see. Okay, here. Here. There. Up. Queen takes. Rook takes. Pawn takes. So this would be gone. And this would be gone, and that would be gone. I think we're down in exchange. H5. Where's it? Yeah, where's the H5? There's A5. That's what I'm thinking too, economy, that it's that. Oh, I got you. White has to check. Yeah, that would be on that'd be not fun. So yeah. So we do have to, yeah, that would not be fun. Yeah, I see what you guys are saying now. Because here and there we move our king up and boom, see you later. Yeah. Yikes. Yikes. So this has to be like the start. So we have to consider, what do we do after that? I don't know. I'm not sure because I don't think there is a difference. I think that, let's see, because the king would come up to, oops, king would come up to E2, rotate, then rotate the pawn. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think we play queen takes bishop now. Queen takes bishop, and when knight takes queen, we play rook takes a1, and we're up a whole exchange. No? If he took there, we actually have a queen coming in here. Queen could actually, if we come here, knight takes there, the queen can actually slide into d2. We're up a whole queen, yeah. Yeah, I believe. There we go. And if he took here, you just slide right on. Oh, rook comes up. That's even better. Ooh, nice. Now you totally win a rook. Gotta remember that one. That's funny. Alright. Good job, guys. We'll do... I'll see... I know I could do at least one more. So let's do this one. Let's end on a victory. Okay. Oh boy, boy, boy. Let's see. Okay, so he's attacking the... Okay, I'm thinking something to do with the G knight going to G3. So I'm thinking it has to do something with knight to not E3. Sorry, E3, not G3, E3. I'm thinking it has to have something to do with that. And then if the king takes the bishop, we do a little trick. We actually, rather than take this rook here, we take this rook. Wham. Oh, well, that's if the queen moves. Oh, true. Oh, I see what you're saying, economy. That's right. Yeah, interesting. So if the king, oh wow. So if the king take, okay, yeah, you just grab the queen. Yeah, good job. You're funny. What do you? I think it's knight. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Knight E3. That's kind of. Oh, sorry. Knight. G to e3. Knight g e3. I'm sorry, I forgot to put in which knight. It's the g knight here going to e3, because otherwise you won't know which knight's which. It could be the d knight. We want the g knight. Yeah. All right. So we got. What do you think? What do you think, guys? We have two that are going for e3, knight e3, or knight g3. Sorry. Are we in agreement to knight g3? All right, let's go for it. Okay. Okay. Wow. So rook takes. I'm thinking rather than knight takes rook, we're probably going to play queen takes. If we play queen takes, rook takes. He does have a rook move. That's in between. Ouch. Yeah, we don't want that. We have to make sure our trades help us get ahead. Like what you guys are talking about. We got to make sure that we're I'm trying to think which takes do I do, because there's two takes. There's the knight d5, or there's queen takes d5. See, we gotta get our material back. Huh. Yeah, yeah, wow. That is, guys are right. This is the move, because what it does is we're still forking. We're still forking 3 pieces. So yeah, okay. Oh, after the exchange stuff? Oh, okay. So we are in agreement with queen takes d5, queen takes d5, rook c1, and then bishop to d6, right, guys? Is that the line? Not what in the world? Sorry about that. Gotta put the line in again. Somehow I got a 6 in there. No, a 5 in there. I mean, that's what I mean. Oh. I don't get how. Okay. Ah. Let's take a look. Hold on. Let's take a look at this. Okay, here, here, here. If there, we drop our bishop back here, and then we. Okay. He can queen at that point. No, that's fine. We'll try one more, cause well, let's do this, guys. Let's work on this. We'll get this. One more. That's okay. Hey, you know what? We learned. Let's see here. And boy, that was a tough one. That was a deeper line. We'll improve. Don't worry. Don't worry. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Let's see. So knight takes e5 doesn't work here. Oops. Knight takes e5, queen takes, pawn takes, rook takes, and then this rook here comes over and grabs the queen. So that's not going to work very efficiently for us, will it? The only problem with knight to g3 is that he can actually take with check. Then when we take back, queen takes, oops, and then pawn takes, and then bishop takes, and he's won a whole pawn at that point. So knight G, but Fox, what if, so here, not here, sorry. There, knight takes, so takes, and then bishop takes, bishop takes. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I see what Fox's idea is. Knight G3. Knight takes F3. Pawn takes. And let's see, queen can't go here because of the rook. So if the queen goes back, we pick up the bishop. So we get a bishop in the end. Yeah. Yeah, I like knight. Now we gotta decide, what do we want to take with? Do we take with the pawn? Or do we take with queen? We're gonna take with the pawn, of course, because we have a if we take with the pawn, yes, you could take here, but we pick up the bishop in the end. So we're up a whole piece in the end. I think it does. Let's see. Rook takes. Well, if he tries to move away the bishop, back here, if he tries to move this bishop away, the queen will be taken. The queen will be taken if he tries to move the bishop away. He can't move the bishop away, otherwise the queen's lost. It's a double attack. Yeah. Not to worry. Not to worry. Not to worry. Okay, let's see here. It's all about learning. Okay, here we go. Knight takes, rook takes e, and even if he goes after this here, we just move our king to h2, and this doesn't do anything because he'd lose his queen, so he'd have to retreat his queen out. Yeah, rotate. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, the rook takes. Now if he tries pushing this, which isn't the best of the moves, if he tries pushing this, we can actually just move our king, and his queen's still hanging, and everything's good. All right, we'll end on that. Do you guys have any other lines you want to go over before I log off? Do you have any other lines? Oh, you want to check out, okay, you want to check out this. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, queen takes. Yeah, queen takes. Rook takes. And then if rook comes over, you take the pawn there. And now you're threatening to win this. That's funny. So do you guys have any other lines you want to look at? Well, how about we do a Leela game next time? Because yes, we'll do. How about that? We'll schedule a Leela game for next time, guys. Because I want to be able to go over the game a little thoroughly. Because some of the moves are really interesting, and I at this moment don't really have a lot of time to do that. Because beds are calling. What do you think? Is that because I do like going over the Leela games, but beds are calling like what X Force. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys for logging on, and thank you for the raid. Remember that you shouldn't let your emotions get the best of you in chess. You have to always remember, like what Fabi said, that a game is the net. You know what? That game's over, but a new one is beginning. So he does remember the learned lessons that he gets from those games, but he keeps moving forward. And remember, like when your opponent doesn't rematch you, don't get upset. Like what Economy said, it could be they need to do something else. You know, remember, chess is all about learning. That was a rated game. You know what I mean? We learned from it. We moved on. And remember, you have to be a good sport when you win and a good sport when you lose. That's the whole thing. Like Bruce Lee said, knowing is not enough. We must apply. So let's apply what we learned, being a good sport. Willing is not enough. We must do. You know what? You have to. If your opponent doesn't want a rematch, you learn from the game and you play another game with somebody else, and you improve. But you don't want to let it affect your next game. So don't let that affect your next game. And like Hannibal Smith said, that plan only is good when you're the one dictating, but if you're retreating, make sure your retreat benefits you. And you know what? We need to constantly be improving and keep moving forward. And remember, we have to be like that one person that hung up their hat and hung up their coat and did the thing that couldn't be done. And people thought that person couldn't do it, and the person did it. So, got to keep that in mind. All right, I'll leave you guys with that thought. And as Wesley So says, for the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless. And I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, and I'll be back on, Lord willing, tomorrow. We'll do some more puzzles, some more studies, puzzles, and games, and continue to learn. and that's the whole point. So guys, great job. We did good, and we're going to keep pushing forward. So be blessed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay cool.